I cannot not be positive. I just have this mindset. I see things.
El Diablo. What's going on over there? You sure you guys are
Do you
positive?
hear that?
Sounds like there's a fight or something going on outside.
Wow,
Okay, it's us.
Camilla, how you doing?
hi, how are you? I'm so glad to be here.
I know it's so. I'm so happy to have you back on because the last time you came on, you dropped a lot of gems. So I can't wait to see what more gems are going to happen on this episode. Do you have anything to say to anybody? Is there anything that you want people to know about you?
Wow. Oh God, I'm full screen again. You gotta tell me these things. I'm not ready.
Do you feel more comfortable if I put you in the double screen like this?
I love full screen. I love full screen. I was just not ready. Can
I just wanted to give you the attention you deserve. That's all.
Hi, I'm
Superstar.
Camilla. I'm Brazilian. Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm Camilla. I'm 29. I'm Brazilian. I'm from Rio. I was born and raised there, but I'm living in São Paulo since last year. I'm loving the experience here, but can't wait to go back to Rio. No offense. And I'm a tutor. Portuguese tutor.
And anything that got wrong, if you do something wrong, anything, you're just gonna look at the person and say, oh, sorry, I'm gringo. And you're gonna be forgiven. I have a friend and he came to Rio de Janeiro. And he was like, oh, so if I'm walking and suddenly I punch some girl on her ass, you're gonna punch my face? And I was like, probably. But if you say, sorry, I'm a gringo, I didn't know that, you're gonna feel a little bit sorry for you. And so
It's funny that you say you want to go back to Rio because there's a lot of brothers in the space, I'm not going to say names, that basically also have the same opinion as you, where they'd rather be in Rio over Sao Paulo. But it was different for me because I love Sao Paulo. Not saying I prefer one over the other, but I actually like Sao Paulo. It's cool. It's a cool city in my opinion.
It is. But I feel like sometimes it's too much for me because I'm a homebody. I was born old. I've probably lived 800 million lives. I'm tired. São Paulo can be too much for me.
But the thing is, Rio's just as crazy.
Yeah.
Rio's not an indoor type of city.
Yeah. Rio is like a day city. It works better during the day. People enjoy this like natural way of living. They work, they go to the beach, they go on walks, they hike. I feel like we are able to have more quality of life there. Whereas in São Paulo, it's like work, and during the night, go drink, go to the bar, blah, 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 loud, music, shows. It's too much for me.
No, I agree with you 100%. That's how it is. Like, Rio is kind of like a mixture of Miami, LA, and Sao Paulo's more like New York City, where it's like grind. People don't really socialize like that,
No, not really. Actually, as soon as I came here, it was really difficult for me because even though the two states are very close to one another, the culture is so different. So I came here and I remember just greet people, strangers. Because in Rio, we greet people. That's a way of being polite, right? Good manners. So I'd just say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello. They'd look into my face, enter. Just ignore. That would hurt. It's like, why? What? Because I didn't know it was different. I thought it was basically the same, right? But it's not.
So I think the thing is, it's similar to New York, to where it's funny because we're already starting the USA Brazil comparisons, which is what this live stream's about. Because in New York City, I'm gonna get to the super chats very soon because I see there's a super chats, there's people commenting. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah. So basically, let me finish this off real quick. We'll get to that. But I feel in New York City, people are very similar to where you would approach someone, or maybe you would just say hi to someone, in the subway, whatever the case is, and they would look at you crazy. Why are you talking to me, bro? Like, don't bother me. I just think people are just fed up. They're tired. They're exhausted. They're not trying to talk to anyone. Compared to a Miami, LA, Rio de Janeiro, where basically people are more like social, outgoing, like, yeah, what's going on? Like, they got these big, larger than life personalities in Rio, to where you go down. What were you gonna say, Camilla?
Big energy.
Yeah, but as I'm saying, I don't really, when I talk to you, I feel like I don't really get Paulista vibes. I get more Carioca vibes because that's where you came from. You came from Rio, so that Carioca never left you, even though you went to Sao Paulo.
That's true. That is a fact. I like it here, and even though I try to change my accent to blend more, people approach me and they don't approach me because nobody approaches anybody in the city. But when people get to talk to me and they hear my accent, they're like, "Are you from Rio?" I'm like, "How do you know?" They're like, "The accent." But I'm not even doing the shh. How do you know?
Yeah.
The rhythm. Because I thought it was deceiving them all the time, but I wasn't.
Yeah, but I feel like Paulistas, especially if you've been living in Sao Paulo all your life, they're able to pick up on who's not from there by the way you speak. Like they just been there all their lives, so they know how a true, authentic Paulista accent sounds like. But you would think they'd be more accepting because the thing is, there's a lot of immigrants, a lot of people that come to Sao Paulo from all around the world and all around Brazil, right?
That's true. That's true. São Paulo is a huge city. Huge. Like
The hugest in South America.
Sorry?
The hugest in South America.
Yeah.
The biggest in South America, yeah.
It is. If I'm not mistaken, I heard from a person who lives here. I hope the information is correct, but we have around 20 million people in the city.
I can see that. It's a very big city.
It's a lot. So people come here for work usually. They don't come here, hi, we just want to have great lifestyle, quality of life, blah, blah. No, we don't come here for it. We come here for the money. That's the truth.
Yeah, no, facts. That's how it is here in the States, especially New York. They come here for the money. They're not coming here for the better quality of life. They're coming for the money. Let's go over some things real quick. We'll go over different categories over here. I want to start off with the culture. So tell me how Brazilian culture is like for the most part. An overview of Brazilian culture.
Big energy. Can you hear me?
See.
Am I moving all right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Big energy. We are, I believe, happier people. If that makes sense.
I agree.
We are happy. We're positive. Very positive people. Very positive. I cannot not be positive. I just have this mindset. I see things.
El Diablo. What's going on over there? You sure you guys are positive?
Do you hear that?
Sounds like there's a fight or something going on outside.
That's it. People are celebrating on the street, pubs and bars. We are happy. We're big energy. We are positive. That's one thing. We are positive. We're way too positive at times because everything's crashing down. It's on fire. We're like, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry. It's gonna be fine. So we have that.
Camilla, I love the fact that you said that because that's something that I actually picked up on when I went to Brazil, where I was like, why are these people all so happy? Like the caipirinha, I think I told you about this the last time. I had a conversation with my Portuno. I literally was speaking Portuno to this caipirinha guy, and he's over here making caipirinhas all day, every day. That's all he does. And the poor guy told me he lives in the favela. He carries the cart around, like that big cart where he makes the caipirinhas. He carries that around all day. He's an elderly guy. You know, I felt bad for the dude. You know, I tipped him very well, actually, even though tipping is not really a thing in Brazil. And he was just telling me the struggles that he goes through on a daily basis. And I'm like, I told him, how do you smile every day like that? I saw him like every day I was in Copacabana, every day I was in Rio. The guy was smiling all the time. And he's like, I don't know. It's just Brazilians. That's just the way we are. We smile no matter what. And I think Brazilians, one, you guys are very resilient, like very resilient, where the world, like you said, the world could be crashing down on you and you're still going to have a smile on your face no matter what. Because I feel like Brazilians have this thought in their head that no matter what happens, they're going to get through it and they're going to overcome. And I think that's a very admirable like trait about Brazilians. And in terms of Americans, the comment on Americans, I feel like we're not as happy. I think there's a lot of like psychological mental health issues going on here in America. And I think a lot of it has to do with what we're consuming, what we're taking in from social media, all these crazy agendas and everything that's going on. And on top of that, it's also the culture. I feel this whole work grind till you die, or I don't know if I should say that word, but grind till you're 6 feet under culture, where you're on the hamster wheel 24/7, 2-3 jobs to make sure that you have a roof over your head. Like, a lot of Americans think that that's normal, when in reality it's not normal. And I know it exists in Brazil too, but I think the difference between America and Brazil is that you guys have so much more than work in your lives. You have friends, family, amazing events to do. There's a lot more to do than just work.
Yeah, we work to live. We don't live to work.
Exactly. You guys always party.
Working is important. Yeah, working, like, we're supposed to make a living, right? But we're not supposed to live just to work, just for work. So we have that very clear in our minds. Because what's the joy in being alive if you can do, like, fun things? If you can go out, if you can party, if you can meet friends, if you can date. Why are you even alive? Just to pay rent? That's awful.
Yeah, that's how it is here in America, where people are living to work, and they think, and there's a toxic culture here in America where there's a lot of workaholics. Do you know what a workaholic is, Camilla? I don't know if that exists in Brazil.
I do. Yeah. People say, no. We say workaholic. That's how we say it. Same word, same spelling, different pronunciation. We say workaholic.
Workaholic.
You can't even. It's the Brazilian accent. We pronounce English words in the ugliest way. Do you know how we say McDonald's?
How you say McDonald's?
McDonald's.
¿Qué?
Or
You know entendi.
For us, it's extremely important to be able to work in order to make a living, really. Not just eating, drinking, having a shower. It's important to actually live. So we work to live. We work to be able to have money to go out with our friends, to do fun things, to go on trips, to go to barzinho. Why not? Go to the bar sometimes for fun. Living is also having fun sometimes. And I feel such a hypocrite by saying that, because I don't have as much fun as I should.
Well, in Brazil, which you should, Camilla, because you're in Sao Paulo, there's a lot of good things to do in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so basically, this is the question I want to ask you about Brazilian culture. I think it's interesting, but I remember the last time we spoke, you were talking about how in Brazil there are a lot of Brazilians that have 2-3 jobs. They're doing a lot of different things similar to America. So that is a similarity, because as you said, it's kind of a misconception, because there's a lot of Americans that assume that they're the only country, the only people in the world that work, when in reality, that's not the truth. There's a lot of other people in other countries that work just as hard as we do, but they balance it out. Do you want to like emphasize more on that?
I guess sometimes people just don't know what they're talking about. So I don't see a lot of people in Brazil see Americans as condescending, as arrogant. And I don't really see Americans in that way. I don't have the same perspective at all, especially because I work with lots of people from America. So I work with people who were born and raised there. I work with people who moved there. So sometimes people just don't know. They don't know what they're talking about. They have the very narrow perspective. They live in the place. That's the reality that they know. They don't know much from other cultures, so they think other cultures are a certain way because they simply don't know better. So I do not feel offended anymore when I hear these things. I'm just like, okay, this person has a certain level of ignorance, and it's okay, it's fine. So it doesn't bother me. I just accept that sometimes people don't know, and it's okay.
So why do you think those people say that Americans are ignorant and arrogant?
Arrogant, because actually some Americans can be. I'm not saying that it's a common thing, but some can be. I think being a patriot is a beautiful thing. Like, I love my country is incredible, my country is the best, that's okay. But when we hear things such as we are the people, that is condescending. When we hear things like we rule the road, that is condescending. So it's a fact. Some people, some Americans can be like that. I'm not saying that the culture is like that, but some people do behave that way. And I say it from the perspective of a person who deals with lots of people from America. And I hear these comments very often. Actually, I have a student who told me, that we rule the world, we're the people, blah, 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 like a month ago. So it's things that I have a lot of access to. I get to deal with these things a lot. Can't talk, sorry, it's late for me.
No, it's okay. It's all right, Camila. Don't worry about it. We both had very long and hard days, so I get it. Because you, if you guys didn't know, Camilla is a tutor. So she teaches a lot. She has a lot of lessons and all that. So of course, if you guys want to learn Portuguese or para mí brasileiros que quiere aprender portugués, no, inglés. I'm gonna say portugués, inglés. Aquila, is it Aquila?
Aquila? Aquela?
Yeah,
Aquila.
like book.
Book. Oh, okay, like
book
marcar.
Yeah, like book a lesson.
Marcar, we say marcar.
Marcar aula. Una aula. Una aula con Camila. Sí, I did it. Yeah.
Passar na casa dele só pra dar uma relaxada. Sei que ele tá namorando, nem ligo, sou abusada. Ele gosta da sentada. Ele gosta da sentada.